Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video, I am going to be taking on the Shelke, or however the fuck you pronounce her name. It's the girl from Dirge of Cerberus. Sorry, I've never played it, all you DSC fans out there. I'm probably not going to, because it has somewhat less than stellar opinions floating around about it. Anyway, I'm going in with a party of Zidane, Bartz and Agrias, with a Cloud of Darkness friend, and I guess brothers as a summon, because why not, right? Okay, so, I decided to change things up a little bit because I am an FF9 fanboy, we all know this, and I don't think I've been very fair to my boy Zidane over here. I think I've given him a little bit of a bad rap, and I haven't really used him much since I actually got his burst weapon. And part of the reason for that is because I figured that he wasn't going to be very effective without having very much bravery gains going on. But then I figured that's literally why I've got Bartz and like Porum and Agrias and characters like that, and even Yuna that can literally increase the bravery gains. That's the whole point. That's one of the whole reasons I'm running Bartz in the first place. And yeah, it turns out Zidane's actually pretty damn good with that kind of support. So yeah, I'm going to be busting him out for this. I've blued up his armor. I've given him a book, right? I'm not giving him all of my burst ingots because those things don't grow on trees, and I do want to green up the twins when they get here very, very soon. But yeah, he's going to be putting in some work. I've given him a Reyn's call because, I mean, honestly, that's why the hell wouldn't I do that? The bravery damage reduction and the defense of the enemies here is nowhere near as bad as it was against the fucking Ghost, and at least we can launch them, which is another big reason I didn't bring Reyn's in that one. So Jack and Faris are going to handle the defenses between them. Agrias is here because of the boss's LUFENIA orb, which requires you to restore your first and second skill by one use at the same time. And as far as I'm aware, there are literally 3 characters that can do this. There's Shelke, there's Agrias, and there is Vayne, and that's about it. So it's intensely restrictive. I know Beatrix can restore Thunderslash. I know Yuri restores his skill 1, I can't remember the name, but I don't know if there are any characters, apart from those 3, that restore both of their abilities at once. Unless King counts, because he restores like his skill 1 and his additional ability when he reloads. So I don't know if that counts. But I mean, he's literally an EX plus only character. You ain't going to be bringing King to this unless you're intensely fucking masochistic. Anyway, without further ado, let's see how well we do here. What's the worst that could happen? Well, the worst that could happen is that we get blown up by the orb, and it's happened a surprising number of times. I have tried to clear this before on a recording, and it's just not gone so well for me. But we're going to see what we can do. Alright, so first order of business is to twat B out of the way with our EX here. We can't launch the sweepers on the side, but we can at the very least get rid of them. Right, and this thing in the middle, the A helicopter, is basically untargetable at this point in time. We cannot do a thing to it. Well, we can target it, but we sure as shit ain't going to hit with anything because we'll just miss. Which is a little bit of an ish. So we literally have to let it take a turn, otherwise we can't do anything about it. So let's just take this opportunity to get up our auras, use our skills that we have to use with our other characters, you know how it is. Okay, now the important thing here is that we use Faris, because Faris is going to vastly aid in our ability to not get killed, because of course she does not need to actually hit the opponent to inflict her debuffs, because I've got her at EX. I've got her at maxed out EX passives, EX plus. So with Agrias, we want to use up at least 2 of each skill before she goes away for call. And it doesn't matter too much about getting broken here because we've got Faris, so we ain't gonna die. Although, you can imagine if the enemy does that much damage at full HP, you definitely do not want to let it get too many of those off. So, with Zidane, I am going to probably not bother getting B out of the way because it'll get blown up by Bartz. Maybe if I do this, maybe this will work. We need to reload the LD anyway. No, it doesn't work. We have to literally steal its turn so we can delete it. So we have to get the free turn from it, otherwise it doesn't work. Let's get up Jack. Okie dokes. I mean, we could do this. Not just yet, though. Alright. That comes in a little bit. So I'm not taking any chances on this thing getting any turns whatsoever. It just seems like a bad idea. Okay. Okay, so I think we're going to be able to obliterate these things. Very, very juicy damage. And there goes the thing on the side. So we definitely don't want to let it take any more turns than it needs to have, which is none at all. Because when you do, then they bring the boss to the front. Let's use one of these, by the way, the Faded Moly. They're going to bring the boss to the front, and it's going to get a turn, and you definitely do not want this thing taking any more turns than necessary. There we go. So I'm gonna pop AA here with Bartz just so we can get the burst aura up to 3 stacks ASAP. Is what we really need for the big fat batteries coming in. Okay, so I think we're almost ready to do this. Alright, so away goes Agrias, in comes COD. Let's go straight into the burst. Oh yes, the glorious numbers. Okay, and it begins. So I guess I should mug here. Alright, so here comes the Luffy orb. It only appears when it drops below 80%. So let's get up the LD, call ability, and we're just going to drop straight into Zidane's burst at this point. So the goal here is, of course, we want to do as much damage as we can in as short a space of time as possible as we can. Of course, COD is going to take a freaking break here, so we'll just use an LD. Just as much damage as we can, but we need to be mindful of the orb because only Agrias can increase this thing, and it does tick down very quickly if you're not careful. Anyway, all that said and done, it's burst time, let's freaking go. So by the way, I know that this is like an ideal setup because I've got a Reyn's call ability and I've got Bartz's auras going here, but I think I have severely underestimated Zidane's damage per turn. Like, because with all of his like free turns and especially being able to capitalize off these launches. Like, he does a pretty decent amount of damage. Like, his LD ability does like what, 700k usually split for 2 targets, and then gives him a free turn on top of that. So then he could do a launch, and that's like another 400k. So he can easily do like 1 million per turn if he really wants to. So yeah, I think I've really underestimated what Zidane can do in the right hands, which is a bit of a shame. But I mean, better late than never, right? I can come around to using the guy now. The only problem is that he's such a turn hog that you have to be careful about the Luffy orbs. So yeah, let's do this. This is all single target damage, by the way. And we can do another free. We can do a free energy. And then one thing I have to give props to the Opera Omnia team for is on things like the LDs and the burst abilities, like the accuracy of the visual effects and the particle effects to the original game is really it's spot on, right? I mean, look at this for a finisher. See how much damage it does, but also just look how gorgeous it looks. And that's like 1.2 million per target, but tell me that that explosion did not get ripped straight out of FF9, and that Kuraga from Garnet, like, it just looked fucking perfect. Okay, so here I am definitely going to be jumping into the summon with all haste, because that orb is ticking down and it's not getting any lower, right? We need to worry about that. Man, these things just really like to just take turns, huh? So let me use my fucking LD on the B over here to get it deleted. While still, of course, doing overall damage, which is very nice. And let's burst, use our burst while we can. I mean, fucking burst. I mean, Reyn's freaking call ability. Might as well be a burst for the amount of damage it does. This man is just unfair. Yeah, there we go. Fucking million damage. It's on par with a burst plus finisher. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive. Let's continue to farm the mob on the side for bravery damage while we can. And yeah, this is where God is going to vanish. And yeah, we can just do this. So I could probably have left that for a little bit later, stalled it out a bit more. Definitely being very mindful of the orb. Okay, so I can't remember whether Judgment Blade starts at 9 now or 8, but I'm going to use one anyway, and then I'll use my LD like next turn that I get. So it's pretty much just cleanup duty at this point, but we do have to be very careful. Especially because of Zidane is such a fucking turn fiend that they can very easily ramp up even when you're not trying to have that happen. So let's LD on B over here. Really like Zidane's LD. Will sort of steal the turn of the target, but it will still do AoE damage. So that's kind of nice. There we go. No problem. So we only have 2 turns of Bartz left. Do need to keep an eye on that, but we'll probably be fine, right? It'll be fine. That battery is so useful, just to get that. Well, nothing too much to say here. We should pretty much be on the home straight. Yeah, there we go. Boss can be broken. Mug is up. It's GG. And there goes the boss. And we still have this side minion to clean up, so that's a thing, I guess. Be gone with ye. Oh, come on! How are you still alive? Well, you know what? Fucking Jack, you finish it off. I never use you, but I always use you. There we go. So, that is going to be my completion of Shelke's event. May not be the fanciest one in the world, but it certainly gets the job done. I get to bust out Zidane again, so that's all well and good. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. So, thanks again for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, take care and goodbye.